So without the intervention of the Red Cross and the help that I got, I think I would have felt very adrift and very vulnerable and very frightened. By the time I got to see the doctor, I was, kind of beyond the point of being able to function that well. And I saw the doctor and she explained to me that I had sprained my knee very badly, but I hadn't dislocated or fractured it, which was good. And in her view that if she gave me some strong painkillers and some crutches, I could just go home. But I tried to explain to her that it would be difficult for me to do that because I didn't have anybody at home and there wasn't anybody I could call to help me. So she went away and talked to her consultant, and the only other alternative would have been that I spent the night in hospital, which also she didn't want for me to do and I didn't want to do. I wanted to come home.
The A&E assisted discharge service supports people who are medically fit to go home but for social reasons are unable to. Maybe they don't have the support needed at home or are particularly vulnerable just at that kind of moment.
I hadn't thought about what would happen if I came home because I was just too scared that I might have to stay in, you see, but I didn't. So.
That the value to patients has been tremendous. Patients would originally been admitted into hospital overnight while they wait for a carer or a relative to come and collect them and take them home. With this service, we can act straight away within A&E and get that patient out back into their home environment.
The service users involved in the service in the hospital by having a say in the type of support that they receive. So it's with discussion with their referrer initially, so perhaps their nurse or doctor, as to how they're feeling and the confidence they have in about going home.
So she sent the coordinator round to see me, and he turned out to be a really helpful chap. And I'm afraid by that time I was quite distressed, and I just, I was talking. He was asking me what I needed, and I just burst into tears. And I said, I can't go home like this. I'm in agony, so it was a scary time. And having the Red Cross service was just, it was a lifesaver, really.
Firstly, it gives better patient outcomes. Patients aren't admitted into a hospital where they are medically fit to go home. And of course, this is financially benefits the NHS Bristol because then it can redirect its funding to other causes which actually will support patients longer term.
It gave me confidence. It gave me peace of mind. I was able to phone my son again and tell him that Tim was here with me and would stay till I was safely in bed. So he knew I was safe. And for me, my bed was my security, if you know what I mean. I knew that once I was in bed, I would be all right, and I didn't have to bother about getting anything to eat or drink, because Tim did it all for me, you see. So I didn't have to go out into the dreaded kitchen where I fell.
This patient group are not readmitted back into hospital. I think the Red Cross instills confidence in those patients to be able to manage their accident or their illness, and they know that if they need to, they can phone the Red Cross and get support or ask for more signposting to services that will provide them with the confidence to be able to get back to normal living.
At the end of the resettlement visits, we always ask the service user for immediate questions to get their feedback on the service, to ensure that every person has an opportunity to have a say. And then in the welfare check that we make the following morning, we will also ask if they'd be happy to provide kind of a more in-depth feedback in the form of a longer questionnaire, which we can put in the post with a free post envelope to allow them to give a more objective point of view. From working with the service users, there's been quite a need for signposting onto other agencies for longer term support, which is currently outside of our remit, so we only support for up to 48 hours. So as a consequence, we've really developed the signposting folder and the literature that we give out, and the team works to make referrals to other agencies and really make sure that person has got as many of their needs met as we can possibly do within the service itself.
The Red Cross provide the link between hospital and home and gives patients the confidence that if anything should go wrong in the future, they know somewhere, the Red Cross will support them.
If you compare that with just coming back to an empty flat alone after a rather traumatic experience, you know, that's what it means so much, really.
Yeah.
You know, to have that service.